I'm about to show you how to write an insurance agent resume that will get attention and land you interviews. Most people make the mistake of writing a standard resume which won't stand out from the crowd. I am about to show you how to highlight your experience and skills in a way that will impress potential employers. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how it's done. Number one, name, address, and contact information, please. I know the name is obvious. The address, let me talk about that for a second. I don't need your actual specific street address. I know that blows your mind. If you want to put it, that's fine. But what I really need is at the very, very, very least, your state. If you want to put city and state, that's great. Here's why. Because a lot of employers, like myself, are hiring people for remote positions today. And I need to know, are you in a time zone that makes sense for us? Or are you even in a state where we are employing people? So at the very least, I need that state. Now I need your contact information. I do need to have a phone number, email, that would be great. But here's the next thing. I want to see your LinkedIn profile. Now, if you're not on LinkedIn, go out and get on LinkedIn right now, because if you're applying for a position, you have to be on LinkedIn. People probably think, well, they just want to see a picture of me. Well, I mean, sure, but that's not really why I'm going there. I want to see, how are you engaging with the people that you are trying to sell insurance to? Are you making posts? Are you commenting on posts? Are you liking things? I also want to see, are people recommending you? There's a whole host of things that are important for being on LinkedIn. So I need to see that you're on LinkedIn. It is not just an extension of your resume. It is super, super important for you to be on LinkedIn. Now, I would encourage you right now to jump over to YouTube, if that's not where you're consuming this, and watch a video I made called What is Content Creation? Because I talked about, what are you posting? What I mean is, how are you educating your ideal client? And if you're not used to doing content creation, I think you need to get on the bus and start doing it. I would also encourage you, while you're there, to watch a video called How to Generate Leads on LinkedIn Without Spending a Dime, because it's going to give you a deeper dive into content creation specifically for LinkedIn. Pro tip, you're welcome. Number two, brief elevator pitch of your accomplishments and your desires. Here's what I don't want to see in this section that so many people do.
I want to take the skills and the things that I've learned in the insurance industry and further my career.
Oh my gosh, please give me something more than that. What I want to see is something specific. I want to see something that says something like,
I built a multi-million-dollar book of business through cold calling and referral partnerships. And now I'm looking for a family-oriented agency with the resources I need to grow further.
whoa, if I saw that come across my desk, yes, feel free to steal that if it's true. I would absolutely want to keep reading. Here's the deal. You literally have 5 seconds to make an impression on the person reading your resume. I'm not kidding. It's just like when you're out in the real world and you're making an impression on somebody, right? You've got to have like the elevator pitch of all elevator pitches to grab their attention. So don't come at me with the boring,
I want to further my career in the insurance industry.
I know you do. That's why you're looking for a job. Tell me very succinctly what you've done and what you're looking to do that's a little bit more specific and grabs my attention. Promise you I will keep reading if you put that in there. All right, number 3, this is where the rubber meets the road, the detailed work experience. Now, this is the longest section of any resume, or at least it should be. So many times I open up a resume and again, I'm scanning through in about 5 seconds. And if I only see in this section the name of the company, maybe the date you were employed and your position, and that's it, I'm out. I just threw your resume out the window. It is sailing across to another building. Here's what I need to see, okay? I need to see the name of the company. Now, I get it. Some people are hesitant to do this because they think,
they're gonna contact my employer.
Maybe eventually, but right now I'm just reading your resume. But guess what? Eventually, I do want to know where you're coming from. You might have worked for a company that has a lot of notoriety in the industry. Put it. That's like a badge of honor, right? So don't be afraid. Put the name of the company, where you're working, and where you have worked in your other positions. Also, put the dates of your employment. Now, I don't need to see like
April 23rd, 2006.
just give me the month and the day. I mean, the month and the year, because I need to see very quickly. I know you're going to hate to hear this. I want to see if you jumped around. Now, if you were a jumper, I know there's some jumpers out there. Put an explanation, but do it in a way that's going to grab my attention, because it is what it is. Unfortunately, if you've jumped around from company to company and only been there for a few months, I guarantee you employers are going to be scanning and moving on to the next resume. So find a way, if you have very short stints at places, to get my attention. Let me know why, right? If you have a good reason. Next, list your responsibilities and accomplishments. I'm going to say that again. This is important. I want a detailed list of your responsibilities and your accomplishments. Now, why might I want both? Because as a salesperson, yeah, you were probably responsible for cold calling or establishing relationships with people, generating new business, but you might have also been responsible for servicing your own book of business, getting out certificates, taking out the trash, whatever it is. There might be other things that when I do see those accomplishments that you list next, I'm going to go, wow, they were able to do that and they had to service their own book of business, or whatever it was, right? Now, when it comes to accomplishments, show me the money. I need to see the numbers, baby. I want revenue sold or serviced. I want to see the number of accounts that you had. I want to see your close ratio, and I want to see your retention. If you cannot put those things in your resume and you are applying for a sales job, I'm on to the next resume, my friend. I'm so sorry. Love you, but I'm out. Show me the numbers, please. Bullet points are encouraged when you're filling out this section, and any section in your resume for that matter, because what did I say? I'm only taking 5 seconds when I first go through. I need to be able to scan. If you put in paragraph form, it's going to make it so hard for me to do that, or any employer. So please use bullet points. I also want to see the agency management systems that you use. Now, why is this important? Because I need to tell if we're going to have to train you or not. Now, if we are, that might be okay. If you've used other agency management systems, specifically list which ones they are. Because if I can see that you've used Vertafore and Hawksoft and AMS 360 and Applied Epic, wow, you are so versatile and you can probably pick up anything that we have. But if you've only had one, that's okay. Put it, because the person that's interviewing you or looking through your resume might say, oh, that's pretty similar to what we use. They'll probably pick it up fine. I also need to see the carriers you've worked with. I need to know, number one, do you have established relationships with underwriters and marketing reps that you can use to leverage getting business written? I also want to know, do you have product knowledge with their policies? Because if you have only worked with one out of like the 20 carriers plus that we represent, I'm probably going to be moving on to somebody that can list several different carriers, right? And finally, in this section, I need to see the types of clients you've worked with, because we may have a niche that you specialize in. Or if you've worked with a lot of different clients, I want to see that. I want to see that you're versatile and maybe you're going to work well. You know, maybe we have a book of business we need you to take over. Or I want to know, is the type of business that you're used to writing going to match up with the carriers that we have? So let me know what kinds of clients those are. So is it restaurants? Is it security guards? Is it non-emergency medical transportation? You didn't think I was going to say that, did you? But I want to know what it is. So list those clients that you've worked with. Number 4, education. Yes, it still matters. No, I don't need to see your GPA. Enough said. Moving on. Number 5, licenses and designations. These matter tremendously because I need to know, number 1, are you licensed? If you're not, depending on the position, depending on the level of sales position, I might not be able to take the time to let you get your license and then train you, and we're just not going to be a good fit for each other. If you have a designation or multiple, Tony Kanyas, I'm looking at you, you have like 15, 20 different designations. Show them off. Be proud of them. You took the time to study and take the test. If you've got CIC, if you've got CPCU, if you've got CISR, I want to see those things on your resume. Show them off. All right, number 6, and then I'm going to give you some more resources. Make your resume, are you ready for this? 1 page long. If you cannot put all those things in a very succinct, and yes, maybe even single spaced resume in one page, we're probably not the fit for you, because how many seconds did I say I was going to spend scanning your resume? About 5. And that's not just me. That's every other employer out there who's trying to work through multiple resumes. If I've got to scroll onto another page, goodbye, my friend. I'm sorry. Love you so much, but you're probably not going to be the fit for us. Put it on one page. All right. Here's what's next for you. I want you to go watch on YouTube what is content creation, because if you are a producer who's looking for a sales role, this is something you've got to be able to learn how to do today. And I would also encourage you to watch that other video, how to generate leads on LinkedIn without spending a dime. Finally, watch the playlist that we have called Insurance Jobs. It's a great one. It's going to have more great content like this. Until next time, my friend, grow big or go home.